to do. Step back, live hand into my center, coming over and gripping, bringing the hand to my center point. Now, this foot comes around. Here's the horizontal relative motion. I step back to twice shoulder width, 180 degrees towards 6 o'clock into, let's dance? Jigatai. Right. Why do you go into a jigatai instead of a hanmi?
You're going to drop your center.
You're going to drop your center. You're going to drop your center. Remember we talked last night about force equals mass times acceleration? And when you drop your center into a totally cranked joint through even just 2 inches, that force is magnified and focused on a very small area. So you have a force of hundreds of pounds, if not more, per square inch going into that joint, which is totally locked up. There's no more slack. 1. Now, this hand is bent. Feel that? Right? So you are applying pressure here as this foot is going around. When this when this foot reaches here, this hand should be totally cranked. The chain joint locking should be applied completely. So we've got the wrist, the elbow, and the shoulder. And his center point is now linked with mine. So as soon as this foot reaches here, I am going to settle. But I'm going to settle through unbendable arms. What am I going to do with my fingers, my hands? Point them straight down. But this last little rotation of the hips is going to create the horizontal motion that you need to precipitate the UK towards the triangulation point. Understood?
Okay.
Okay, so again, people who were here last night work with people who were not here, and now just do the whole thing as well as you remember. Front wrist throw.
Sensei, could you talk just
Very slow. Throws a. Actually, let's do it full speed because she wants to see me do it. Hey. Straight punch. Okay, so slowly he comes in. All I'm doing is raising the sword straight up and down and straddling his arm. See how my hands are above his shoulder? I'm not reaching for the hand. Remember that rule? Don't reach. Well, this is why. Because if you reach, you're in an improper position to be able to do the technique. But if I'm here, I step in. Now watch what happens when I take my second step, my blending step, and I simply cut straight down along my center line. His hand comes down to my center point. And my hands are together. So all I have to do is bring this hand around and grip. And now I only need to take my third step, which is the control step, and do the technique. So, slow again. 1, 2, 3. Okay? Full speed. Slow. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Got it?
question? Sensei, do you start your cut as so that by the time you're starting your motion to swing around, that cut's starting and then it finishes as you land?
Okay, remember our blending exercise with the boken. 1, 2. Again, coordination is key. As I take this step, I'm raising the sword. When this foot reaches here, your hands reach the apogee, or the apex. This foot then comes around to here. By the time this foot gets around here, these hands come down. So they're coordinated. It's not this. It's 1, 2, 1, 2, like so. Got it? Answer the question?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
You let yourself get whipped too far around, it really hurts more.
Well, if somebody was trying to hit you with a shoulder, Whoa. I guess it doesn't. Yeah.
Yeah, I would.
Do you see what you're coming in here? Enter in and stop.
Right?
I know what you're going for. The amount of practice that we've had. So, let's move on to another technique and look at it in the same way. Another first set technique. What have we got?
Armbar.
Armbar. Good. Here's the mug. Okay. So, I'm raising the hand and the arm right along my center line. As I'm turning, and then my hands are still within the power zone. They're separated a little bit, more than they would be if I was doing front wrist row, simply because I have to have this distance if I want to create control on the wrist and on the elbow. They have to be separated. But this is still that finger length principle. So you relax. Remember the footwork. Let's do it as we did the other techniques. Just let go for a second, Mr. Motz. Okay. What's the footwork for the armbar?
Step back.
Step back. What kind of step? And how far? Reverse Hanmi step. Twice shoulder width to
Deep arm.
clock face.
Oh.
Where in the clock face? 7. 7. All right, I'll show you why. Reverse Hanmi step, twice shoulder width to 7 o'clock, or if my left wrist is being gripped, to 5 o'clock. Hanmi turn, and then go down on the knee. Now,
His nose goes to 6 o'clock.
his nose goes to 6 o'clock. This knee is aligned along 6 o'clock. But what's the ending stance for the arm bar?
Inside knee down.
Kneeling, no,
Kicking.
kneeling front stance or kneeling kicking stance. Okay, kneeling front stance. That means that the legs need to be how far apart? Shoulder width. All right. If I step back to 6 o'clock, do a Hanmi turn, and bring this knee down, I'm very unstable. Correct. So that's why you have to go that little bit of an extra distance to create the shoulder width distance for stability. So I want you to do that now. Find the space. You're going to step back, twice shoulder width to 7 o'clock. Hanmi turn, pivot on the ball of the foot so that the knee is pointing towards 6 o'clock, and go down into a kneeling front stance, like so. And so the knee is at a right angle. Right, if you don't go twice shoulder width, watch what happens. I go back to shoulder width, I do a Hanmi turn, I turn here. Again, unstable. This is why you have to take the twice shoulder width stance. This is why you have to take the twice shoulder width stance. This is why you have to step to 7 or 5. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Good work. So, I'm stepping back. Okay, that's the technique. Now, analysis. Relax. As I step, I'm going to create this live hand. It's the same kind of pressure on the shoe toe as you were doing with the front wrist throw. Your arm is going to go from standard unbendable arm position to arm angle unbendable arm position. And back to unbendable arm position. Then here, once he's down, simply lean, pull, lift. Position. So this is what I want you to do. Remember how last night we were here? We were just breaking it down one piece. So I want you to do that wide step. At the same time, come up here like this. I'm not raising it. I'm only going as far as a 90-degree bend in my elbow. And you see how my hands are simply raising the soil on this motion. So just do this. Just get to here. Got it?
Question.
Thank you.
If you're grip like this, when you pull back, do you pull to your center, or do you keep it?
Yes, you're keeping it in front of your center here. And it's only when you do that turn that you lead it. See what happens? When you step back far enough and you lead it across so that now his elbow is underneath your center point, right underneath your center point. So now this hand goes out a little out of alignment with your center, but it's still within the power zone. And you're still creating that finger link and unbendable arm. And then you simply go straight down and look, he goes right in the position that you want him to be in. This is control position. This is not. So yes, you keep it in front of your center point until such time as you start to turn the hips. Here's the turn of the hips, and then this hand comes across and is out by your hip. Right?
One clarification for me to answer your question is just like we did with the front wrist throw. Once you get it to here, you don't give it away, right? Once you step back into here, though, this is not about pulling with your arm, because once you get to here, just like with front wrist throw, it's done with the hips. So the elbow should be in close, and when you turn, don't be straining. You should feel your shoulder, your arm muscles trying to pull them around.
Okay, so here, relax, step around. Here's your position. And as Sensei Hawthorne so aptly pointed out, where is my center point facing?
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock. Where's this foot?
7.
7 o'clock. Got it?
Aye.
Great. Go to work. Good, Jonathan. Run across a little more. Here. Pull. You see how you shuffle steps? One step and down. Yes. Beautiful.
Make your turtle lock out of their arm out. Lock this arm out so I can't push up on it.
Now lean your body weight. Knee, pull, and lift. Thumb. So, footwork. If my right wrist is being gripped, I'm going to step back into a hanmi. I'm going to do a hanmi turn. I'm going to then step back here and step back here. So it's 3 steps plus a hanmi turn. Step, hanmi turn, step, step. Just like an unbendable arm. Should remind you of an unbendable arm. Unbendable arm has one more step in it. So, once again, raise the sword, right? I'm sorry, this should be here, 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 lead out. On the step back, did you see that? Is this?
No.
Okay, you did not. Okay, you are bringing these hands up. See? This hand comes to just outside your hip, here. When you do the hanmi turn, you're going to lead this out. No, stay there. Do your best. Do your best to stay right there. Okay, see how I lead this out? I look like an archer here, with a bow and arrow. This hand is here. This hand is out here, like this. Now, I step back, take the first backward step, and I let this hand just... That's the throwing step. And then you take one more follow-up, one more zanshin step. Relax. So, what we're going to do first is just the step. We're going to step back, hanmi turn, reverse hanmi step, reverse hanmi step. Got it? Okay. Sit down. Go.
Barbecue. Hot barbecue.
1, 2. See how the arm, this arm, goes from here, it comes from your center line and comes up, and now you're going to extend it out up to shoulder level, keeping this hand here. So what's going on is you're causing his lower body to continue to move ahead while his head remains in a fixed position. This occurs during the hanmi turn. Here, here. Okay, now this hand is just when I take that step back, that's the cut step, that's the throw step. So as I take this step back, I'm going to let this hand go down. But this is, I just want you to go this far.
It's just a dump.
When you're ready to go, make sure
Strike the chin so you don't whack the back of your head. If that's the pavement, you're not going to get up.
Doing this.
both
And then you're
hands.
doing this.
Yes. Step and step. Very nice.
That's one step. It's two, but it's one. As you do it. Flow.
Oh, no, it's fine.
No gap.
Joining us?
Okay.
Everything is good, bro. Everything.
Nice, bud. All right, pay attention. Person comes in with an underhand. Here. Raise. Slow. See how I'm raising my sword right along the center line. Here. Here. That didn't seem right, did it? 1, 2. One. Did you see that hand? See how when I raise the sword, right up along the center line, come around here. Got it?
Look.
Okay. Yes.
How to use that wonderful ponytail to your advantage at all?
If you got it, use it.
That's how you drag them off the.
Ideally, I'd like to sidestep it.
Right.
That's good. Let me raise my arm.
So, the idea of the climb is you want to make sure you get off the feeling you can think of sort of a line. This way. Did you see her? Yeah. He doesn't. Right.
So I'm carrying
Try to knock it out.
So I've been trying to
No, that's not.
Straight punch. Okay? I'm being kind.
Yes, I appreciate it.
All right? You can even do it with one hand. Come up. See how this deflects? Down he goes. Got it?
No, one motion, please.
One motion, please.
And slow.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank
Got it?
Pivot, take down, hold down.
All right. So here again. First step. Cross step into a jigatai. Pass through a jigatai on this. Where's my center line? Right here. So how far do you step when you start the pivot takedown? You step far enough so that you bring your rear center line to his lateral center. Then you take this foot, come in here like this, and step back into what stance is this? Kneeling. Hanmi stance.
Oh, I didn't see that.
This is kneeling front stance. This is kneeling. If the heel and the knee are in alignment, and the calf is out at an angle, this is kneeling Hanmi stance. So, Spoken, please. Okay. So the application is simply 1, 2, 3, 4. Twice. Back and forth.
Could you talk about the lead though for a second?
Yes.
On that?
In fact, well, first, I want you to practice the footwork. So from here, 1, 2. Got it? 2 steps. Go. So, here's your first step, correct? Raise the sword. See how I'm raising the sword the same way. Just stay in that position. I'm raising the sword the same way I would if I were actually raising the sword. Do I raise the sword back like this? No. You want it in front of your head. Your arms are in unbendable arm positions. Come back, come. So, just like in first wrist technique where you bring the hands together, here. Now, see how I've got the crank, that's locked, that's locked, that's locked. I do not let his arm go above his shoulder because if I do, spin. Okay? That's what's going to happen. As long as the arm is at shoulder level. So, raise, cut, raise, cut. Look at how, and step a little more, see, it's right above my center. Now, here's a key for you. Let me go here. All right, so I've got this here. Now I'm going to create pressure. Now, I'm not going to do this. This is what most people do. They just duck under the arm. Incorrect. What you're doing is shifting your weight from one foot to the other as you pass your head underneath his arm. Shift, and now cut. Got it?
Okay.
See where that crossing is? That's about safe now. As you do that right there, start again. As you step over here, get it in front of you. Get that joint like now, raise the sword above your head, flip your body. Keep this pressure on. Shift, break, keep this pressure on. Bring that back. Strike down. Don't put that knee down.
Your elbow should be, yeah.
Right.
I felt a lot more.
Bring it down.
But I didn't feel your muscle.
But you just have it down.
I felt the force of the
Yeah.
muscle, but it wasn't very right.
That's it.
Breathe out.
Okay, do it again.
Hey.
You all right?
Step. 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 Raise. Cut. Raise. Cut. Slow. Did you get that?
Yes.
All in one motion?
Yes.
You happy?
Yes.
Me too. All right. Step. step. Look, see, I cut straight down. Where's his hand? Right where I want it. Now, step through. Raise. Cut. It's a beautiful thing. Great technique. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You see how all of these things start to intertwine and integrate, and that when you follow these very simple principles, they are applicable to so many different specific applications that once you learn them, once you integrate them, assimilate them into your practice, all of your technique is going to be awesome. Does that make sense? Okay, so focus on the principles, and then the specific applications will take care of themselves. Okay. Raise.
Yes. I blocked your heel, but the reason I was able to do that is now. If I was like this, I couldn't really that way. So it's less. I lost you. Good.
All right.
You don't want to engage.
Well, not exact set. Again, like that.
What have you been having trouble with?
Span.
Yeah.
Make sense? Raise. Cut. Good. Come here. Falls into place.
Which one do you think is safer for you? Go ahead and go on like this. You can kind of technically see. Yeah. I just have to remember to keep it out here. You have to be careful with that, and that way you don't have to worry about this.
Switch your hands, Jeff. Raise, cut, raise, shift, and cut. Good.
You might see. That's why there's a balance. If you pull too hard, if you pull, then bump the end of it. Just draw it out. That's time. There you go. Oh.
Much better. Much better. You see how that just flowed and he just...
Okay, you want to take a whack at me?
Don't stop that lead.
Raise. Then I got this. Yeah, because you're not trying, you're actually not... Pay attention up there.
Everybody pay attention. This is really important.
Okay. Raise, cut. Now, do I have a grip on him? No, not yet. I don't need to have a grip. His hand is right here where I want it. Now I can grip. I grip the handle of the sword. Raise.
But he still leaded it out, everybody, and didn't let my elbow stay bent the whole time. Everybody understand? So when you're raising, don't let Uke keep your elbow bent. He still has that lead going.
Got it? Can I use that poker for a moment? Thank you. So, raise, cut, raise, cut. That's the pivot takedown. Application. Raise, cut, raise, cut. Got it? All right, don't whack each other. Right? Okay, you want to make sure that uke comes in, right? See how when you bring this hand to your shoulder, he comes in close. If I leave this hand out here, look what happens. Nothing. So you've got to bring this up to the shoulder. Got it? Okay. Good work. Okay, I can hop in. John. All right. And Todd. How'd you work with John? And you. Yeah. That's fine. No, I just wanted to see.
You sticking around for the potluck?
No, Sensei. I did. Hi.
Hi. Stay together. Stay closer. I never thought of it that way, but I guess that is how it is.
And then remember, just the shoulder.
Nice. Very close. Now, Andre. Don't do.
You're right.
And then.
Yeah, you're the.
Together.
All together.
All together. Nice, Todd.
Nice.
The other knee.
No.
Yeah, that's better.
You're stepping in.
Yeah. Yeah, you just had to keep it closer.
Okay. Swing this foot. That. Here. Have it down underneath. Yeah. Bring him to you. Don't go.
Bring me around you.
You want to hit them? Yes. Much better.
No, I'm too close to you. My knee is no.
was a little.
Wait, am I?
You're not going to do it twice. Once, two. You're only going to do it once. Right? He comes in. Slow. Step here. See, I'm coming up again. The center. Here and here. Swing around. Go down. Facing the other way. Look, I'm in kneeling, Hami stance. Hey. Got it? All right. Do it. This is a fun one. Make sure you do a good side fall. All the way around. There you go. Ready? Ready.
Felt like twice as fast. I felt twice as fast. I don't think you actually did it. That's just like the rotation. Yeah, just the rotation. Yeah. And just keep that knee faster. Yeah. Yeah. Gonna roll there. Ready? Whoa!
Alright, pay attention up there for a second. When you're blending in to a roundhouse punch, you're doing an inside or roomy blend, where do you want to step? Deep. Deep to where? There's a specific point that you're stepping to. Chest to chest. We're talking about footwork. Come on in. Actually, you're not the best person, but you got a hakama on. Anybody without a hakama? Okay. All right, watch where my foot goes. Where is it? Right on the center. Now, I didn't get his put it down on the high bridge, I can do a leg sweep. Do a lot of things. But this is where you want to go. Here. Because now what's happening is, imagine you're spinning on your axis. He's spinning on his axis, and both of you are spinning around an imaginary axis that's between you. So in a sense, you're being a pole dancer and spinning around the pole. So as he comes in,
Just when you thought.
spin around the pole.
That's what I was thinking.
You're spinning. It's like two planets spinning around their own axis and then spinning around each other.
Enter in 180, drop your center.
That's it. Thank you, Sensei. All right, do it, quick.
Think of any full stripper dance shows on. That's okay. They were doing it.
That's it, Andre. Right.
Let's attack it out.
Good, Robert.
Here.
Good, Stephanie.
Working with them.
Staying close. Getting to the center.
You're just sort of throwing them on.
I missed the knee, but I still went
Okay.
down.
I tried to get it. It's okay. So watch what I do. Step in. Get in here. Keep this rotation going.
Right. Keep his upper body in motion.
Yes, exactly. Step right into his thing.
Right here.
Yeah. So,
Quick, a couple minutes pulse earlier.
Yeah.
here.
That's why I'm trying to control your pulse now.
Right. Remember?
Okay.
All right. Make sure. Pay attention. Mike, let me use you again. Pay attention that as you come in, stay close. Remember the Godfather. Keep your friends close. Your enemies closer. Okay, go.
And
But
drop.
John, look at your foot.
Yes.
You ended up like this. Really keep this. This is.
Relative motion. Your body is moving back. You take a double wide step. Why? What are you ending? You're ending an extended hanmi. If you only take a single wide step and you do your hanmi turn and you go into extended hanmi, you're going down. See how I'm coming right up along the center line. And my body is turning, so it looks like his arm is moving up at a diagonal. But his arm is, and it is, but my body is not bringing his arm diagonally. My hands are not doing that. My hands are simply raising along the center line. My hips are bringing the arm
Notice the closed finger in the center of the
Now.
body.
When you put this grip on, a lot of people bring their hand around and do this. This is incorrect. Watch what happens when I put a crank on Sensei Morris's hand. What's happening? Nothing. Now, palm to palm. Imagine that your webbing here is like the top of a crutch that's going underneath the shoulder. You're going to put the hand this way to imagine that this is the underarm. You're going to come in this way, palm to palm. But you're coming in from the side, like this, and gripping. Now, watch what happens to Sensei Morris when I do this. Okay, this is going to create the crank, which creates the chain joint lock. So, we're going to step back, come in this way. See how straight my wrist is?
Notice his key fingers in line with his obi, though, gang. This is really important.
And now, look at this hand. What does that remind you of?
Front wrist throw.
Front wrist throw. Same principle. Come up, lead Breathe out. And crank. Come up. Come around. Lead out. And crank. Ending in extended concept. Okay? Everybody, come on over here and line. Just either hand. Okay. Feel that? Yeah. Feel that?
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Feel the difference.
Yes.
That's what you want to
Yes.
feel.
No, it's
Just want to know if
fine.
you feel the difference.
Now everybody left. It's clear here.
Here. Okay. You can do this with each other now. Find a partner and put here. Put your thumb underneath here and do this. And then come in this way. Grip. And then,
Let the rest feel it.
okay.
Go ahead.
I just move to the empty space. That's your job, is simply to move to the empty space and to get in as close as possible into proper Maya. And then let the technique be determined by where you are relative to the UK. There's a lot of things I could have done with Jonathan at that point, but it doesn't matter because the most important thing is to get into that space. When you go, raise the sword. Raise the sword. Don't come in with control. Don't come in like this. Raise the sword because then you're going to be able to do something. On the first step, you raise. On the second step, you cut. Then on the third step, you raise again. On the fourth step, you cut. Depending on how many steps it takes. Does that make sense? Okay. Makes sense to left brain. But we have to integrate the right brain, which is the holistic, the spatial, the simultaneous brain. The one that responds spontaneously. You know, if I stand here and you throw, you do it slowly, but okay, he's going to start to throw an attack. Oh, he's raising his hand, there's his fist, he's coming in, looks like a roundhouse to me, I better step in and, you know, maybe I can do it, I'm done, right? So if you process everything through your left brain, you're going to get hit because that kind of sequential reasoning takes too much time. If I pick up a ball and I just go like that to you and you catch it, it's your right brain that coordinated your musculature and your anatomy to be able to catch that. It wasn't the left brain, because the left brain would have said, oh, there's a ball, it's coming towards me, there's its trajectory, it's that high, I better raise my hand, open my fingers. I mean, in a tenth of a second, that ball was over to Robert. Meanwhile, how long did that train of thought take? So, whatever he throws, you go in to wherever you perceive the empty space holistically, organically. Okay? Goes the attack. Did I get hit? Okay. That's the first rule, right? So you go to the empty space and raise the sword. And then do what you got to do. I mean, that's as much as I can give you that you can use right now. If I keep talking and talking and talking about this, your left brain is going to say, oh yeah, I understand, I get it, I know what you mean, and then you're going to get on self-defense line, and you're still going to suck. I know, I've experienced it. So, you're going to break up. John, get back there. Actually, you just step forward. Every other person step forward. Okay. So, Jonathan, your line is down here. And Mr. Hawthorne's line is up here. And you're going to do a self-defense line. No choreographed attacks. The attacker is just going to throw an attack. And let's just, for the sake of simplicity, let's do just our standard, one-armed attacks. Over, under, back, round, straight. And all you're going to do is blend in or enter and raise the sword. So you come in, whatever you're doing. Okay, what did I do? I saw where he was coming, raise the sword, lower the sword, raise the sword, lower the sword, and move. Make sense? Okay, breathe, relax, open, and just move. Move like a wave. Relax and just move like a wave. You're up first. Gonzalez, you're up first. Work half speed. You don't have to rush this. I want you to feel it. Stifle. Good. He got it. He's been working on it today. No apologies. Good.
Okay. If there was one due, it would be from me. For punching on the face.
Analysis. What did you think of how Mr. Hoffman did?
Yes, sir.
Relax, float in, you got to the empty space, and then you took advantage of whatever energy the attack gave. Nice job. Yep. Remember, half speed attack. Good. Good. Come on, guys, pay attention to what's going on here so that you can critique.
You broke the elbow. It's over.
That almost looks like an arm over the shoulder.
Hey!
Okay, critique.
Very controlled.
How did you feel? Hey! You did it? It's true. Did you get hit?
No, but
No.
still, I
Okay.
feel like I'm
Okay. But you won't keep this up. Fine. Okay, Robert.
Right.
There.
Hey!
Go ahead, you can do it. I don't want to.
Don't reach for the center. It's up to you.
Good.
No do-over.
Straight on in. Lift up.
Whoa. Good.
Take control of the center. Fight with the center.
Can I do it again?
I'm committing to it.
Oh, okay.
Tell a black belt to commit to an attack. Are you kidding me? If you don't block it, they won't stop.
Stop. Right, okay.
Hey! Team. I felt calm. Did you feel like, oh my God, I don't know what's coming? No. Okay. You didn't look like it. You saw the attack. It looked like you perceived what was coming at you, and you knew exactly where.
glasses. Go ahead.
There you go.
That was like a rooster or something.
Hi!
Yes.
Watch out for that tree.
This isn't working. You got an arm worker.
In. Good.
Hey!
I just shit does that.
I know.
Go. Yes. Very nice.
Okay.
Keep going.
Good.
Good.
That's interesting.
Whoa.
Okay. Okay. Blend it. Come on.
Yeah!
You okay? Yeah.
Okay. You hit my knee, and then my knee's pretty hard.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to go fast.
Cool. Cool.
Of course I do.
Hard to take a stand.
So if you're gonna lace with me,
I got it on.
I need to be like this. Now,
Like the space.